Leadership and self-leadership. What comes up for you when you think about those words and when you look at the environments that you're in where there are leaders, and perhaps you're one of them? I'm Lucy, an aligned peak performance strategist and speaker. And leadership is one of those things that people look at quite differently. Some people think that leadership is telling people what to do and just telling them to get on with it. And I think that's what happens a lot of time in corporate spaces. And it leads to bad communication, misunderstandings, and a toxic environment. So for me, leadership is much more heart-led. It has a lot more emotional intelligence involved. And when you are leading, being able to lead with your intention and understanding of what that intention is and the reason that then you're going to take the actions. When we can lead with that understanding and then share that with the team, with the other person, however many people you're leading, whether it's one or 1,001, then you're going to get the buy-in. You're going to get people who want to support that goal. You're going to get people who want to work with you rather than pushing through because they've been told what to do. I was in a situation at a club where I was in a leadership position. And I remember somebody saying to me, "This is really going to test your leadership skills, Lucy," because there was a situation with some of the club members and one of the committee members, and actually no one was at any pay level because it was a non-profit club, and I was the person that needed to step in and become that leader who listened to both sides of the story, didn't make assumptions, and made it as fair as possible, rather than going, well, I think this person is right and this person is wrong, and that's the end of it. Actually coming with more to the situation, so more emotional intelligence is a great one to think of. Some people don't have emotional intelligence. I think emotional intelligence is really important. It's a great value. It's a great skill to have. And that along with listening, not listening to speak, but listening to understand deeper than what is being said, listening to understand at a heart level rather than at a head level. So that situation got resolved. It took a while. It was definitely challenging and it took up some time. However, when something gets resolved like that, the respect stays in place. People's understanding of each other gets better. They are wiser in themselves. And as a leader, it stretched me. It stretched me, that situation. So I had personal growth and I had self-growth. And I would say that was, for me, that was very much part of leading myself to work through that situation that I'd not had to work through before, that I hadn't come up against before. Because a lot of the circles that I'm in, a lot of the places that I'm in, don't have that male testosterone going on because I work with women and I mix a lot with other women. And so that kind of energy was very different for me to handle, and it was tricky for me to handle, but it happened because I had the listening skills, because I had the emotional intelligence, and I wanted to understand what each of the members of the club were going through, what had been said, what had happened, what was deeper than they were each telling me. I probably never understood or heard the complete thing, but there would have been stuff going on outside that situation to affect how they were feeling. So some top tips here for yourself if you're in a leadership position is to understand It's not all surface. It's not all what we see. There is conflict going on, there's misunderstanding, there's miscommunication going on, and it could be because somebody is having a really challenging time in another area of their life, and we don't know about it. Until we stop, take them aside, away from everybody else, and just sit down and make the time to understand, make the time to ask the questions. And asking those questions can make a world of difference to somebody and a world of difference to how that conflict gets resolved, that misunderstanding becomes an understanding. There'll be another video coming up on screen, so I'll see you over there. And in the meantime, look at the leadership around you and see what they are doing. Are they listening? Are they understanding? Or are they just telling you what to do? Bye for now. Have the most awesome day.